Welcome back to Ridezone Bikes, the ultimate destination for all things two wheels. Today, we're diving into one of the most talked about middleweight naked bikes of the year, the 2025 Benelli TNT 600i. A name that's no stranger to motorcycle enthusiasts, the TNT 600i has long been associated with aggressive design, distinct Italian styling, and that unmistakable inline-four growl. But in 2025, Benelli isn't just resting on its legacy. They've sharpened the edges, tuned the heart, and added modern tech to make this a serious contender in the 600cc segment. Whether you're a first-time big bike buyer or a seasoned rider looking for a daily street fighter with attitude, this one's worth your attention. Let's start with the basics. The 2025 Benelli TNT 600i remains a middleweight street naked, continuing with the same 600cc inline-four engine configuration that made it popular, but now with refined internals, an updated EQ map, and a cleaner exhaust system that meets the strict Euro 5+ emission norms. This bike has always stood out for offering that smooth four-cylinder experience at a price that undercuts most of its Japanese rivals, and in 2025, it doubles down on value while significantly upping the style and performance quotient. The TNT 600i has always tried to bridge the gap between affordability and performance, and with this latest iteration, Benelli is aiming to appeal to a much wider audience. Whether you're looking at city commutes, weekend rides, or just something to admire in your garage, it offers a bit of everything. Onto the tank. The TNT 600i continues with a 600cc inline-four, liquid-cooled engine, pushing out around 80 horsepower at 11,000 rpm and 55 Nm of torque at 8,000 rpm. The engine has been remapped on 2025 for a smoother throttle response and improved mid-range torque, which was slightly lacking in the older models. The result, a more linear power delivery and a lot more usable performance in real-world riding conditions. The exhaust note deserves its own mention. That signature high-revving howl of the inline-four is retained, but now with a slightly more refined tone. It still pops and crackles on downshifts and screams past 10,000 rpm, giving you a soundtrack that few bikes in this price range can match. The gearbox is a 6-speed unit, precise and relatively slick, with improved clutch action this year. There's no slipper clutch yet, a slight disappointment, but the engagement is smooth and predictable. In spirited riding, the TNT 600i feels responsive, confident, and surprisingly agile for a bike weighing just over 230 kilograms wet. Benelli has also upgraded the ride-by-wire system for 2025, offering smoother fueling and slightly better low-speed control, a welcome change for those who want to use this bike as a daily rider. Despite its aggressive look, the TNT 600i is a very user-friendly bike. The riding position is upright and slightly lean forward, sporty but not punishing. The handlebar width offers good leverage, especially when carving through corners or maneuvering through city traffic. The suspension setup includes 50mm USD front forks and a monoshock at the rear, both non-adjustable, but tuned for a balance between sporty stiffness and urban comfort. Potholes and uneven roads are handled reasonably well, while spirited rides offer good feedback through the front end. The steel trellis frame continues to provide a solid, planted feel. It's not razor-sharp like a track bike, but it handles quick directional changes with confidence. The wheelbase remains slightly longer than some of its rivals, which helps with high-speed stability. Braking is handled by dual 320mm discs up front with radial calipers and a 260mm disc at the rear. ABS comes standard, and it's a dual-channel Bosch unit. While not class-leading, the braking performance is consistent, with good bite and progressive feel. This is where the TNT 600i really turns heads. The 2025 design update brings sharper, more angular lines to the tank and tail section. The split seat now looks more premium and offers better comfort for both rider and pillion. The new LED headlamp design is slimmer and more aggressive, flanked by integrated LED DRLs that give it a futuristic presence. You've got bold graphics across the tank and side panels, with a color palette that includes matte gray, racing red, and a new cyber green. All colors come with contrasting frame paint, a signature Benelli touch that emphasizes the trellis frame. The underbelly exhaust is now sleeker and more compact, with dual exits and brushed aluminum finishing. And yes, it still looks badass from behind. The tail light is now a thinner, more minimal LED strip, while the indicators are fully LED across the board. One particularly unique element is the multi-spoke alloy wheels, which are inspired by Italian superbike styling, a small detail, but one that elevates the bike's street presence. On the tech front, Benelli has finally brought the TNT 600i into modern territory. You now get a fully digital TFT display, with Bluetooth connectivity and navigation support via the Benelli app. The screen is sharp and readable in direct sunlight, offering speed, gear position, fuel economy, engine temp, and even call, message notifications when paired with your phone. Riders now get access to 2 riding modes, urban and sport. Urban softens throttle response and power output, perfect for wet roads or new riders. Sport opens up the full 80 horsepower with a sharper throttle, more fun for open roads or spirited runs. There's also a new USB charging port, tucked neatly under the handlebar, and a gear shift indicator with customizable RPM warning, great for keeping your revs in the sweet spot. While it still misses out on cornering ABS, traction control, and cruise control, the inclusion of Bluetooth, ride modes, and a premium dash make it a far better equipped bike than its predecessor. Now, let's talk numbers. The 2025 Benelli TNT 600i is priced at around $7,499, or a superscript 16.60 lakhs ex showroom in India, depending on your market. That puts it significantly below rivals like the Kawasaki Z650 or Yamaha Monto 7. And just slightly above some 400-500cc bikes like the KTM 390 Duke or Honda CB500F. What you're getting at this price is a true inline-four engine, aggressive Italian styling, and a road presence that simply turns heads. For those dreaming of a super sports sound and feel without spending big bucks, the TNT 600i is one of the most affordable tickets into that world. So, what really makes the 2025 Benelli TNT 600i stand out? That inline-four growl that sounds like a leader-class sport bike, premium Italian-inspired design with the steel trellis frame, a fully digital TFT screen with Bluetooth and navigation, real-world performance that balances city use and weekend fun, and of course, that unbeatable price point for what it offers. So, is the 2025 Benelli TNT 600i the perfect middleweight street bike? It may not be the lightest or the most tech-packed machine in its segment, but it nails the basics, power, style, and affordability, while bringing in just enough modern features to make it feel current. Whether you're looking for a fun weekend companion, a daily commuter with flair, or your first step into the world of big bikes, the TNT 600i deserves a test ride. Thanks for tuning into Ridezone.